Hello.
The vampire unless there's like something lazy.
Welcome to the vlog. If you are new here, my name is Melanie, and strictly speaking, these vlogs are meant to be about business, mindset, just general chat. But I feel like the last wee while, they have just been full of me stressing, crying, and I apologise in advance because I do feel like this one might be the same. Because today, I mean, I don't know if I'm technically like in shock or just general numbness, but so it's Monday, and if you don't know, I keep forgetting that sometimes there will be new people to this channel, and I keep presuming that everyone knows me, knows my story, what I do, blah blah blah. If you don't know, just quickly, I am the founder of White Rabbit Skincare, but I'm also a personal trainer, which is almost laughable because I've now got a grand total of 3 clients for one reason or another. Well, 2, and then little Kim. I don't really strictly count her because, like, I don't really charge her the same. But, yeah. So, I just kind of feel like, I don't know if the year of the horse is now hit. I think it might be today as the first day. But, like, the year of the snake was meant to be shedding everything. The year of the horse was meant to be about, well, I don't really know what it's about, but I just thought things would be different. But I had got a letter in about my overdraft on the business account, and I had to, like, every year, like, you have to phone up for a review so they can chat through and make sure that it's the right thing for you, blah 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 blah. And when I'll also warn you, by the way, I do tend to overshare. So be prepared. I'll probably tell you things that I really shouldn't be talking about, but this is my talking therapy, so we're going with it. When I got on the call, I hadn't realised that the bounce back loan, which I'd also got during, like, COVID times, it is in arrears by a certain amount, including one payment which I had apparently missed March last year. And because the payments or the accounts in arrears, they can't proceed with renewing my overdraft. So I then got passed through from the the overdraft person to the business financial support or someone, a very nice lady called Elizabeth. And I was on the phone to Elizabeth for about an hour and a half, and she was explaining that if I couldn't pay the arrears all at once, like, not only could they not proceed, like, with the overdraft, but they wouldn't be able to give me, like, if I couldn't pay the arrears all at once, they could look to doing a kind of payment plan and they could spread it over 12 months. And I was like, okay, that would be great. And because I didn't want to, I'm very wary now of when I speak to any sort of financial institutions in one way or another, I don't want to commit to things that I can't then follow through with. So I said, if we could do over the 12 months, that would be great. And then she was like, right, what we need to do is a quick, like, income and expenditure. So we did that, and she basically said that based on my current incomings and outgoings, I am in a deficit, and they can't give me a payment plan because it wouldn't be affordable for the business. And then she started talking about, now, like, she was only telling me this because she had to, like, legally tell me that basically, because of the arrears on the account, what was it she called it? I can't remember what the letter was, but essentially in 4 weeks, if I don't get all this sorted out, my account will be shut down and all the facilities and everything will be removed from me. So of course I instantly spiralled, and so much for me not crying, eh? the good thing is, we worked out that, so this is the one piece of advice I will give you if you're a small business: do not take out a merchant cash advance loan. So that's basically, I've got one for Shopify, which is the platform that my website is sort of built on. And basically a merchant cash advance means that a percentage of your daily sales go towards the loan. So you do pay it off quicker, but it takes like a huge chunk of your margin. The one that I've got, it will technically, if it keeps going payment wise the way it has been, it will be paid off in about 4.5 months. But as it stands, it's currently costing me, I think it's about £2,000 a month in payments. So that's like a massive chunk. Anyway, so she's given me, this is Elizabeth from Bank of Scotland, she's put a hold on the account, not hold, but like it means that I've got 30 days to try and sort things out. She has extended the overdraft for 3 months, again, until I get stuff sorted out. My first action is going to be to contact Shopify and see if I can either get like a pause put on the payments for a couple of months, or preferably get the percentage lowered. I don't think they'll do that, to be honest, but I need to do something. So I'm going to speak to them. Then she's also sent me through, because she said she couldn't give me advice, strictly speaking, I have to then go to a debt advice organisation. So she was going to send me through details of that, and I'm just going to like review all my spending and see what can be done. It's just really scary when they start talking about like insolvency and stuff, and my business will be going 12 years in April, and I just think I can't have came this far to fail. It's just a lot, because like obviously like I've got hardly any PT clients now, when I'll be down to 2 when India goes, like she's pregnant, she's due mid-March. It's really scary. So I'm actually right this very moment on my way to the job centre, not to necessarily get a job, although I would consider, like, if I can find something that let me, because I used to do like data entry and stuff, and weirdly I like it. If I could do something like that, like a few hours a week, preferably working from home or like very flexible, I would do it. But the reason I'm going is because I hadn't realised that if you are self-employed you can still apply for universal credit. But just by chance I was talking to my cousin who works for the DWP, so the Department of Work and Pensions, and I can't remember how we got to talking about it, but I said, oh, I didn't realise that, because I think she was talking about someone she knows that's self-employed that's applied, and for some reason I had always presumed that you couldn't. I thought the attitude was that if you were self-employed then you wouldn't get any benefits, but apparently you can. I don't think it's, strictly speaking, a lot, but the way the situation I'm in right now, something would be better than nothing. So yeah, I will take all the help I can get at this moment in time. It's a really horrible situation to be in, and I didn't think I would be in this situation, but here we are. I don't know why, I'm stupidly nervous. You'd think I was going for like a job interview or something, but I'll let you know how I get on.
Oh my god.
Hello. It's the next day, if you couldn't tell. I was down at B Beauty filming some content bits. And I'm now sitting outside the Fenwick Hotel because I'm meeting up with my friend and fellow girl boss, and she's also one of my coaching clients as well, Jo. Not that Jo, no, this is Jo Lamberton. To do some co-working. So she's based in Giffnock, so we decided that the Fenwick Hotel would be a kind of halfway point. I actually think it's probably nearer to me than it is to her, but hey-ho. But I realised that I don't think I came on after I'd been to the job centre to give you an update of what happened. So the appointment was outlined as an hour, but I was actually in and out in about half an hour actually. I met with a self-employment advisor called Louise. We basically ran through some stuff to get me on the system officially, and because I am self-employed, they kind of take the opinion that rather than having me to go in and have like meetings like every, I don't know how regular it is if you're like a job seeker, but basically the next time I'll go in is 3 months, because they would rather that you use the time to focus on building your business. Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, I will be getting some sort of benefits. I don't know what, but so apparently I was a bit confused because I now need to wait till, so it's February now, but I now need to wait till March before I get the first one. So on the 11th, apparently I'll get some notification to fill in like a kind of income and expenses thing, and then on the 18th, and that will then determine what I get, and then on the 18th I'll get the payout as such. But something's better than nothing. And I've also, like, when I'm in here with Jo, I'm going to sit, and one of the first things I'm going to do is review all the expenses again. So for example, already this morning I have contacted my financial advisor and asked to put a pause on my pension payments for the next few months. I don't know, I'd said to Jo I would wait, but I don't know whether to go in, and so that's going to save me some money. It's not an ideal situation to be in, but oh, she's here. Right, I'll catch up later. Good morning. Are you tracking me? I think you are. So this is another one of these days that we are starting again. Oh God, my back. Oh, I knew it was too good to be true. I was thinking to myself, oh, my back actually feels okay this morning. Jinxed it, didn't I? What was I saying? Yes, so it's Thursday. Yesterday was... I know there have been several instances where I have said I feel like I'm at rock bottom. I actually do think I am now at rock bottom. Well, yesterday I certainly was. Everything just kind of hit me at once. I know at the start of the week I had said about I had contact... Oh, ow! God's sake! Just pulled my earring. I'm actually thinking I might take this earring out because... Ow! Oh my God! Oh God. Basically, it's causing me more hassle than it's worth, this earring. Anyway. So this has all been going on my back and whatnot. Then yesterday, so I contacted Shopify, and I've got a merchant cash advance with them, and I said to them about what can they do to help me, and they said they would need to get someone to come, like, get back in touch with me. I'm putting scalp serum on, by the way. So I spoke to them, and I also spoke to... I had been talking back and forth with Iwoka, who I've also got a loan with, or had, and so they had taken a payment out at the beginning of the month, and I said, is there any way that the next payment can be delayed till March, or can, because the next payment's due again tomorrow, which is the 20th of February, and I said, yeah, I was like, by the way, this was my tooth flosser, if you're wondering what that is. I should have moved that out of the way. I'd been talking back and forth, and they had came back to me and said that apparently I had extended it before and there's nothing they could do, and if I can't make the payments, they'll need to go to like a termination. And when I read that, immediately I was like freaking out. But of course I asked good old, where does this keep going? It's not going in my hair. I asked good old chat daddy what that meant, because when they start using like these words like termination and stuff, it's like really scary. And basically it would mean it would go to like almost like, I suppose, like a kind of debt collector's thing, but they would have to work out a payment plan with you, and it would probably end up being like a lot cheaper or more affordable payment wise a month, and like my credit would be impacted, but my credit is crap as it is with everything else that's been going on. So I'm kind of like, do you know what, if it goes to that, then it goes to that. I'm just so annoyed that no one is willing to be flexible or understanding, or it's all a lot. And then I'd been like speaking to mum and stuff, and like I'm literally at the stage like I've used up all my savings. I've put on the White Rabbit website, I'm running like a 3 for 2 offer, just to try and help the sales this weekend. And I also, thankfully, because I'm now going to be getting universal credit, I went on and you could actually get an advance, because I wouldn't be getting my first payment until March, 18th of March. It's like a month away. But you can get an advance and then you pay it back like 20 quid a month over, that's taken off of like your payment thing, 20 quid a month over the next 2 years or something. So I've applied for that so that I'm personally covered, like personal bill wise. This morning, I had quite a good sleep. Thankfully, touch wood, like Harry and Jack have actually been letting me sleep through the night, and I've only really been getting up like once to go to the toilet. I just sat this morning and I did my exercises, and as I say, I thought my back felt okay, completely not. And sorry, that's probably not the best idea to have that one. This is cleansing balm, by the way. I know I'm biased, but it is good. So I did my exercises, and then I sat and I wrote out a massive big gratitude list, and also wrote out like what is true about me, because in terms of like good beliefs, so like things like I am really, really resilient, and I'm both sensitive and strong, and feeling things deeply isn't a bad thing. It can just feel really, really intense. I care about people a lot, and just trying to, well, not trying, I am focusing on, you know, the good things. And then I'll be honest, I think I am procrastinating a bit, but I'm going to phone. The man could sent me a link to, it's like I can't remember the official name, but it's like a debt support thing. The only thing I was a bit confused about is that you put down that your company's a limited company. You weren't allowed to, all your expenses and stuff, you could only put down your personal ones. And relatively speaking, thankfully I don't have a lot of personal debt. I've got like a credit card which has got like £165 on it left to go. I've got PayPal credit, but I'm paying that off like £30 a month. And yet it's more of the business that I wanted help with. So I don't know, like I'm going to phone them and just see what the situation is. I just hope that this has indeed rock bottom and I can't go any further, because I don't really know how much more I can take, if I'm honest. Let's just call it character building, shall we? So today, that's basically my main task, is to eat that frog and phone that company. And then this afternoon I am going back down, or is it up, to Loch Winner to the Wee Wild Sauna, because I'm taking her products so that she can trial them out with our customers. and then do a sauna and cold tap, which will be amazing. And then my blow dry. I know some of you will be watching this and being like, how can you complain about money but still get your blow dry? And I'm like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, my only thing I don't like, it was the budget thing. Like, it was asking like how much you spend on clothes. I can't remember the last time I bought clothes. So I'm having this one thing, getting my hair done makes me feel better, because right now I'm really struggling, like body image wise. I'm getting it, and then we're not at the Park Hotel tonight because we're going to the bingo tomorrow. And for some reason, apparently it's too rock and roll to go out 2 nights in a row, so. But I'm really looking forward to it actually. For some reason I've always wanted to go to the bingo, so I'll bring you with me tomorrow. But right now I'm gonna go and have my breakfast, because I think that'll make me feel better, and then we'll deal with the next thing after that. Just out from Wee Well sauna. Did I tell you I was going here? I can't remember.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left to stay on Locklip Road.
Can you tell by my red face? I always feel so amazing after I've been there. And if you ever do saunas, I 10 out of 10 recommend, you look a bit silly, but I don't care, the little felt hats. I don't know what magic they do, but I can easily endure, I usually do blocks of like 15 minutes. I can do that no problem. And whereas Alison, who owns the sauna, she was really struggling and she didn't have her hat on today. She says she's going to get me, apparently those ones in there have shrunk because she's had to wash them so many times, but she was like, I'll give you one, and it's like a big it's like a big one, just don't wash it. And I was like, that's fine, that'll do me. Because you apparently are meant to have them quite far down on your face, but of course I have my hair up in a bun, and then it's like a jelly tot on an Empire biscuit. But the reason I was on was to tell you, well, obviously I was going to be phoning I can't remember the name of it, debt support place. So I was on hold for nearly an hour, which, to be honest,
Turn left onto A760.
To be honest, I didn't mind, because it's a charity. I was like, I'd set aside the time to phone them, and I eventually got through to a man who took some details and then said, someone will phone you back within 48 hours. It will be from a withheld number, which didn't really make sense to me, and if I'm honest, and I said that to him, it doesn't always suit, because what happens if I'm like, tomorrow, if I'm in my PT session with Kim, for example, or like when they phone me at a unspecified time, I'm not going to be prepared in terms of having like my laptop with my like expense figures in front of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when I phoned them, like I had been, as I say, I set aside the time, I had all my different spreadsheets in front of me. I knew that that's what I was going to be talking to them about. Whereas if they phone me and I'm not expecting their call, if they phone me and I'm not expecting the call, I'm going to be really flustered. And then I said to them, what happens if they phone me and I miss them? Like, will they leave me a message? Will I be able to rebook a time, call them back, what? And he was just like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Just, you'll be able to call, they'll leave a number and whatever. And it just seemed a bit not ideal, if I'm honest. So I was a bit kind of deflated after that, because I had been hoping that I would sort of get help and know what's happening next. So now I'm on my way to back home. Well, not home, I'm going to get my blow dry, and then I'm actually meeting mum and dad. I'm going to meet mum and dad at the Park Hotel. We've just decided to go out because, well, partly, normally on a Friday night, mum and dad, it's dead cute, mum and dad go on a wee date night to the Park Hotel. Again, mum spends about 6 out of 7 days there. But obviously we're going to the bingo tomorrow night, so I had said, well, we say to Dad, and you can do it tonight, and I'll just pay the third wheel. So that's what we're doing. And I was so excited because I
In a
forgot
quarter of a
that I had
mile,
my
at the
coffee.
roundabout, take the second exit and stay.
I just got Dad as he was stuffing that in his mouth. My vlog. So today has been insane. Where do I even start? I don't know. And I realise I look really demented. Jack's here. The eyelashes are depleting by the minute. Right, I've just made a cup of tea. I'm gonna go and get changed into my comfies. It's like 11:20, but we need a proper sit down catch up because yeah, it's been insane. Right, I've got you sitting on the good old knife block. Where to begin? I had to microwave my cup of tea again. This isn't the same cup of tea as earlier. But right, we'll start from there. So today, I had got home from Kim's PT and I had sudden inspiration to, I had kind of looked about to get a valuation on my truck, and a lot of the local garages like Arnold Clark and the Bridge End garage and Kilmarnock and stuff were giving me a stupidly low amount. But then I happened to get this email through from, I think they're called Motorway, and it's basically an app, but the thing that caught my eye was that when you sell your car through them, so your car basically goes to a online auction to thousands of car dealerships across the UK. They then deal, if you've got any outstanding finance, they deal with the finance, and then any money that's left over after the finance is sorted, you get, and they come and take your car away, so you don't need to take it to anywhere and whatever. And it's a very thorough process. It took, because they walk you through step by step, again on the app, what you need to do in terms of taking photos, and then once you've got to the end of the process, you have to phone in. And originally I thought, oh god, this is just a faff, why am I doing this? But it's actually really useful because the lovely girl that I spoke to, she ended up pointing out some bits that I hadn't, minor scuffs and stuff. But luckily mine was rated, so they do a 1 to 5 rating, and 1 is the best, confusingly. So she went, yours is a number 1, and I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. But she went, that's one of the best, it's just minor cosmetic wear. And they reckoned that it could go for around about, I think the valuation they gave it was about 16,500, which is actually over and above the finance that's left on it. So I'm really frustratingly though, so first of all, I had to get proof of purchase from the car garage, and because in my emails I only had the kind of email trail between me and Gavin, the salesman, and then the what do you call it, the finance agreement. But they actually ended up, even though I phoned the garage up, and they've actually ended up emailing me it through. But so I've got that, but then I can't find the V5 whatever form. I can see it. I always used to, I've actually got a folder in the office called vehicles. I have no idea what I've done with it. No idea at all. But there's actually so much paperwork and crap in that office that I don't know. Anyway, in the midst of me looking for that V5 form, I pulled out it had fallen down the back. It was the first ever purchase order I'd got from Harrods, like the H Beauty store, and I'd forgotten that I'd framed it. So I pulled that out, and then I ended up finding like a little good luck card that Mum and Dad had got me when I was moving into, I don't know what unit it was, either the one in Seaford Street or the one in Dundonald, and then just all these other things. And I'm just very aware that we're literally about, I don't know how many orders I've had today, but we're literally about, I want to say about 200 orders away from 20,000 orders at lifetime, and the business will be 12 in April. And I just got this overwhelming feeling of what am I going to do, but at the same time being like, I refuse to give up on this business. And then all I could think of was my friend Michelle. I'd actually voice noted her and asked her for advice in terms of what did she think I should do. Like, should I, like, do people or customers or viewers on social media, do they want to like know the honest truth and the proper behind the scenes, or would they not? Like, what would they rather see? And bless her, she'd like taken like notes on my voice note and everything. But she came back, she said no, like being like real and honest and asking for help is really important, and she described it as like putting out the bat signal. So today when I was sitting on the floor in the office and I was having this like biggest wobble of my life, I thought, right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask for help. And I don't know if it made any sense. I'm not show you the full thing because it goes on for like a minute and a half. So I basically need to put out my bat signal. So that is what I'm doing. We are so close to not only 20,000 orders, but also... So that was that. And the response has been incredible. Like, it's had 493 likes and 81 people have like reshared it. It's had loads of comments which I haven't even began to start responding to. I've got loads of DMs that I need to go through, including from Ayrshire Cancer Support who want me to go in and like get a photo with them so they can like promote me on the page. I am by no means anywhere near out of the woods. I mean, when I look at the Shopify stats, so there's been over 1,000 sessions, which is up 112% compared to yesterday. You know, like the order figures and stuff. And right now there's like 10 people on the website, which is insane. Yeah, as I say, I'm like nowhere near out the woods. And then about, what time was it? I think it was about 5 o'clock actually. I ended up getting a call from the debt support line. And God love the wee guy, he actually ended up staying on longer. I don't think I got off the phone until, well, it was about 20 to 7. He ended up staying on past his shift finishing to help me. But he basically like talked me through all the different options that are available to me, and you know, in terms of like the business day, and I do have options if essentially the business isn't making enough money to pay those off. But that's a lot to think about, and it's not going to be something I'm going to make a decision on a Friday night. Yeah, it's all been going on today. I am so grateful for, you know, as I say, the support I've received. But it just goes to show that, because again, Michelle pointed out that, because I said to her, thank you for giving me the courage to like speak out and ask for help, and she said people would be more annoyed if the business went under and I hadn't asked for help. They would be asking, why didn't you? Because I said, like, when I shared it on my own story, like my personal page, I felt embarrassed. And I do, because essentially this is the second time I've had to ask for help. But then I think it's sad that I'm even having to ask for help, because I know they say you can't blame anyone but yourself, right? But I do feel like, especially in this economic climate and the way that the business environment is for small businesses, it's so hard. And I don't really know what the answer is, to be honest. But my goal was, oh my god, like that sounds terrible, like I didn't share that video with an agenda, but I just thought if today I could make enough money to pay off like the bounce back loan arrears, and then start making positive changes like selling the truck and getting rid of the finance and not having that monthly payment, it'll all add up and it'll all help. This is your sign and your reminder to don't be afraid to ask for help. And see the amount of people from abroad. I think this person, someone from Mexico's ordered, and I think they ordered before and I ended up having to refund her. Anyway, I'm very grateful. I am going to bed very, very grateful. There's 14 people on the website now. That blows my little mind. But in other news, I thoroughly enjoyed the Big Bow. Didn't win anything. I'm very jealous of the person that won. What was the biggest one? Was it £3,000? £5,000? I can't remember. There was one they did at one point and it was like it was like from all over the UK. It was certainly eye-opening and it wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't that. We weren't in the serious bit with the dabbers. We had little like iPad things that basically did all the dabbing for you. You just had to get ready to press the button if like it got down to obviously the last number. The winning number rather. I have been chatting for 12 minutes. It's time for me to go to bed. You're so handsome. You're the most handsome boy ever. I will never understand how an animal that licks itself clean with its first breath can smell so good. And how can their fur be this shiny and soft? Right. I'm going to go and pay my cleaning bill now that I can. And go to bed. Good night. Hello. That is the next day. And I have a stinker of a migraine. But we move. I actually ended up sleeping until about 10 this morning. So managed to get some of my sleep debt at my Aura Ringer's recording down. And then Sam popped in to see me, which was nice.
To match what other people think. I think this is.
But now I am on my way to Halfords to get DPF, which is your diesel particulate filter cleaner. And then I'm going to drive up the motorway, up and down the motorway, to hopefully try and clear, because it's come up saying, if you're a long time watcher of this vlog and you remember when I went to Skye, I was terrified about going up in case my truck was going to just go into like limp mode, because it's come up again saying the DPF filter's required, service is required. I mean, I only had the bloody thing, like the full truck serviced a couple months ago, if that. And obviously it's got its MOT at the start of March, and apparently it'll probably fail the MOT if I don't get this message away. But I don't particularly want to pay for, because last year I ended up putting it into a garage and I think it was about 300 quid for them to do a clean, which I don't particularly want to do, especially if I'm hopefully getting rid of it. But it's the kind of day for staying in, putting some candles on and chilling. But so I'll do that when I get home. But I've just been totally bowled over by all the support that I've received from everyone. It's incredible. I'm gonna, one of my tasks when I get home is to sit down and reply to all the messages and comments I've received. I'm at Troon Beach with Dad. Mum's away to the Gentleman's Club. Eh? Oh, you rebel! Look at the rainbow! And it was a double one, you can't really see it so well. But make a wish anyway. Good morning. I am just on to sign this off super quickly and start the next one looking like this. I'm not going out to do my ice bath. I'm going out because we've had delivery of an entire pallet of the skincare jars and it started raining, so I have to try and get them in the garage. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.